It starts from Brest, France this Sunday, the ultimate race around the world, by 6, 32-meter, 105-foot, Ultim trimarans. Like the Vendee Globe, it is a solo skippered, non-stop race around the world in these foiling, massive beasts. Solo, you can tame a 60-foot Imoca, but the 32 by 25 meter, 105 by 75 foot giants is another thing. Imagine sailing Comanche by yourself. And it's bigger than that, as 6 French supersailors will attempt this, the hardest race in sailing. We wish them the best, and we will cover the race over the coming days. This is your weekly global sailing highlights show, The World on Water, for January 5, 2024. Welcome to our 14th year of producing these weekly programs. 5 of the 6 trimarans are in the starting base in Brest, and the missing yacht, SVR Lazartigue, is busy with late boat work and was put back in the water yesterday, and is on its way to join the rest of the fleet for Sunday's start.
Il y a à partir d'ici. On a vu tout à l'heure. C'est vraiment déjà la
thought the TV show was more interesting, wasn't it? I thought the TV show was more interesting.
Hier soir, c'était pas déconnant quoi, comme planning, c'était presque jouable, j'étais limite optimiste. Ce matin, je te dis, on se prend une semaine dans la gueule. Après, tu vois, le call de lundi, ça a été clair, c'est on attaque. Voilà. Donc on attaque, avec toutes les incertitudes que l'on a.
C'est pas une petite réparation, donc c'est en somme toute, c'est pas très compliqué, mais c'est des grosses pièces à venir assembler, à venir coller. Il y a beaucoup de kilos et beaucoup de mètres carrés de carbone à mettre, donc c'est du temps, c'est forcément du temps qui est très peu compressible si on veut pouvoir quand même faire une réparation structurelle. Ça reste le bras avant qui est une des pièces les plus chargées du bateau, donc il ne faut pas faire n'importe quoi.
They want to use for tomorrow, so...
Are we going with...
The 2023 Melbourne to Hobart Yacht Race started in sunny conditions on Port Phillip Bay, with competitors set for a quick race to Hobart. The fleet started the 51st race in a steady 13-knot southerly breeze under blue skies, but an eerie sea fog rolling over Point Nepean enveloped the boats soon after the start, reducing visibility for competitors and crews alike.
Alien has won the record-breaking fourth Heemskerk Perpetual Trophy, and Peccadillo smashed the multi-hull record in the 2023 Melbourne to Hobart Yacht Race. After a grueling last 24 hours of sailing, in winds gusting greater than 40 knots, and battling 4 to 5 metre seas along the south coast of Tasmania, Alien, skippered by Justin Brennan, from the Royal Yacht Club of Victoria, was victorious in the intense battle for the prestigious Heemskerk Perpetual Trophy, while the multi-hull Peccadillo took line honours in the 51st Melbourne to Hobart Yacht Race. Justin Brennan and his seasoned ocean racing crew flew under the radar for the first part of the race but positioned themselves well for the final run home to Hobart to win the coveted Heemskerk Perpetual Trophy, for the overall winner determined on AMS handicap. The modest skipper and his crew sailed Alien into the record books by winning the Melbourne to Hobart Yacht Race, West Coaster, on AMS handicap, for the fourth time, a record that will take a long time to beat. Brennan also won the Melbourne to Hobart East Coaster race in 2008. The battle for AMS honours was on in earnest on the second day of sailing, with RSHYR, skippered by Alex Toomey, last year's runner-up Jinan, skippered by Nigel Jones and Cam Mackenzie, and Lord Jiminy, skippered by Jimmy Oosterwegel, primed for a three-way battle for the AMS win, but three-time winner Alien picked up speed overnight and had a great race into Hobart.
We are Sailing Only Media. Please subscribe, share, like, and check the alerts bell.
Je m'appelle Marie-Morgane Ledimp et je suis cycliste professionnelle dans la formation ARKEA Vendee Hôtel. Une première découverte et c'est vrai que ça nous change un peu de ce qu'on voit habituellement au bord de route, donc non, très sympa d'être là. La caractéristique de leur bateau, c'est que comme nous, je pense que c'est optimisé, que ce soit le poids et l'aérodynamisme, donc ça se rapproche et c'est vrai que ça fait un peu la beauté du sport.
C'est pas la première fois, mais c'est toujours aussi imposant d'arriver devant la taille des bateaux. Ouais. Sur tout ce qui est technologie, toute l'évolution des bateaux, voilà, il y a de la recherche derrière tout ça. Ça reste un événement sportif aussi pour les mecs qui pilotent. Le mode de vie entre guillemets qu'ils peuvent avoir entre chaque course, voilà, tout ça. Et je trouve ça intéressant, ouais, en tout cas comme approche. Ouais.
Attaquant international béninois, attaquant du stade brestois depuis 2020. C'est la première fois et je suis vraiment impressionné. Je voyais ça à la télé et je n'imaginais pas qu'ils étaient aussi grands. S'imaginer qu'il y a des hommes en solitaire qui manœuvrent de tels engins, je trouve ça exceptionnel. Pour faire ce sport, la voile, et faire des tours du monde ou bien des traversées, il faut avoir un mental vraiment d'acier. Et dans le foot, c'est assez pareil. On a besoin aussi d'un gros mental pour pouvoir surmonter tout ce qui se passe dans notre carrière. Et secrètement, dans ma tête, je rêverais bien de faire un tour du monde aussi en bateau un jour.
Alive, owned by Philip Turner, and skippered by Duncan Hine, is the 2023 overall winner of the Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race. The Rykel Pew 66 arrived in Hobart on the 28th of December at 3:19 and 4 seconds p.m. to become only the second Tasmanian boat to have their name inscribed on the legendary Tattersall Cup, not once, but twice.
Focus, tenacity, and well-honed intuition determined the overall winner of the 78th Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race. 103 boats faced the renowned 628 nautical mile quest, but only one would etch its name on the prestigious Tattersall Cup, every competitive sailor's dream.
The Tattersall's Cup is very hard to win because so much has to come together.
It's very hard because it's on handicap, which means you really have to have a boat capable of competing with the big boats.
It's earned a reputation because it is such a difficult and amazing race.
At 10 a.m. local time, Tasmanian boat Alive, skippered by Duncan Hine, was awarded the coveted Tattersall Cup for the fastest boat on corrected time.
It's great to have just won the Rolex Sydney and Hobart yacht race, second time, and being a Tasmanian boat to boot, it's a wonderful sensation. It's life doesn't really get much better.
Unpredictable and intense conditions throughout the race provided timely opportunities for 3 yachts, Moneypenny, Alive and URM Group, to forge ahead of the fleet.
The challenge this year is really been the weather in general, which is what sailing is about.
One of the hardest things about this year was knowing what was going to happen, because we've had a lot of unsettled weather on the eastern seaboard.
I always knew that we needed to be south of the other competitors. I really wanted to make sure we were on top of the left shift that was coming, so that front that was coming through.
The Tasmanian boat Alive, with the expert navigation skills of Adrian Carlin, executed a flawless race strategy, making the most of what the weather threw at them.
We pushed our boat pretty hard this race. It was fairly rough conditions. And then at the end, we all know that anything can happen in the Derwent.
The Derwent is fickle, and unfortunately this time it didn't work out for us. We stopped and they came in doing 20 knots at the mark while we were doing 8 knots.
Alive came in ahead of URM Group, claiming its second Tattersall Cup on the 75th anniversary of the last double handicap win by a Tasmanian yacht.
Last week was a very busy week on the Swan River Perth. And the crew at Ironbark Photos were working overtime filming all the regattas. Here is a sample of their work. It was the invitation race for the 2023 Mirror Nationals, being hosted by the Royal Freshwater Bay Yacht Club. The brisk sea breeze got the mirrors onto the plane, making for very enjoyable racing. What a difference a day makes. Today there was a strong sea breeze gusting up to 20 knots on the Swan River, for day 2 of the Skate Nationals. There was plenty of speedy spinnaker action, and the planks had quite a workout upwind to keep the boats upright. Day 1 race 1 of the Cherub Nationals was sailed on the Swan River Perth. It was perfect weather conditions for the Cherubs, bright sunshine and a 15 to 20 knot easterly breeze enabling the course to be set straight across the river. The crews were eager to get off to a good start, and they didn't disappoint with exciting spinnaker rides everywhere. The world's best lightweight men windsurfer LT riders raced off against each other over the short slalom course, set right in front of the South of Perth Yacht Club. There was furious action, with a big crowd watching on the shore. The 78th Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race will go down in history as a relentlessly demanding test of determination, as well as physical and mental resilience. The record will highlight a tooth-and-nail fight to the finish for line honours, and a Tasmanian boat joining the select few to have achieved 2 overall wins in the event's near 8 decades.
With a reputation that has long transcended yachting's traditional frontiers, this year's Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race proved once again to be a true test of human endeavour. As this 78th edition comes to an end, competitors are left with a sense of achievement and a lifetime of memories from one of the greatest editions so far.
The start is amazing. There's all these boats around and it's on national television.
It was such an incredible opportunity and experience, a brilliant, brilliant moment.
Then you go out into these beautiful waters that we have off the east coast of Australia.
Most people be just trying to head south, but just getting down towards the island as quickly as possible before the next front comes through.
For the first time in all of the Hobarts I've done, 90% of it was upwind, which made it really challenging.
So the weather was intense.
Mother Nature always throws a little curveball in there just to keep it interesting.
We had a lot of these small low pressure turning around with a lot of thunder, rain.
Offshore racing is unique because of this opportunity to pit yourself against nature and do it with other people. There's lots of layers to offshore yachting. It's about a connection with nature. It's also a connection with your inner self.
I did a couple of fastnets and Atlantic crossings, and I found particularly the last 2 days very, very harsh. And this morning, almost in survival modus.
We were seeing 45 knots and some big seas.
We had a really, really great race. It was tough. We saw 54 knots. Really great to get to the finish and have this amazing experience of all these people cheering us on and so supportive, which is awesome.
For many of the 103 yachts that started the race, crossing the finish line in Hobart is an exceptional achievement in itself.
My mission is completed. I finished the Sydney Hobart race.
But there's all these things that spiritually happen to you when you race, and you do that with other humans. It's just achievement, personal endeavour.
For those competitive boats, sought-after prizes are awarded for standout performances. And most importantly, the Tattersall Cup, awarded to the race's overall winner. This year presented to Tasmanian boat Alive. Yet another unforgettable edition of the Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race, a demanding test of determination, focus and endurance.